Ashok,
Yeah.
we have done the preparation stage. Okay, we've seen that actually what are the different things we should do in the preparation stage. We decide the session type, we decide the process owners, we decide the invitation when we are going to conduct, we send the invitations, and we conduct the kickoff meetings to clarify the artifacts, and we finally like the logistics. Now we are going to conduct the sessions, the elaboration and grooming sessions. So what is the process for the same, what is the best practices for them, what are the roles each one need to perform during the sessions. So that we are going to see now. So in the during the conduct sessions, actually we need to know actually okay who are actually the participant into that. So it's irrespective of the session type, all should be involved into that. Like the moderator, business architect, system architect, SMEs, business process owners, QA team, and IT representative. So if you have all the representation from every different streams, so we can have the conduct like your conduct sessions will be more fruitful. So we can get the better output from the conduct session. So that's a click on that, and then the next thing is the complexity of the project. So in dependent to that complexity of the project, we can have multiple roles and multiple business and system architects, multiple process owners can be part of the sessions, and one of them can play as the lead BA and lead SS into that. And also business architect can play as a moderator because they understand both concepts. They actually understand the business from the business people and business stakeholders, and they also understand from the technical point of view from the project team who is going to deliver the project. So they can also act as the moderator during the conduct session. So then again, the moderator actually need to ensure that the agenda is set. Actually, like whatever the things we want to discuss during the session, that's fixed, and we are not diverting onto the topics. And if you are diverting or any new dependencies comes up, so that need to be taken care during the as a parking lot. So we need to capture that parking lot separately. So that is like in bigger term that we call as uh, parking lot. So the topic which is actually we during the discussion, some of the topics actually with some of the dependency or some of the other stuff which we have not catered during the topics and during the agenda. So we can mark that as, and that is taking during the discussion is taking longer time to discuss that. So that we can to cover the agenda topic, we can mark that as a separate parking lot, and we can note down that. And during the end of the sessions, we can make the parking lot can be assigned to the respective team, and we can put an action item onto that when they want to finish that, and that need to be finished before the next session. So that's actually like if you see your role and during the activities of the conduct session. So depend on to the type of the session. Actually, we say in the prep and review sessions and real-time whiteboard and real-time capture sessions. So in the prep and review sessions, actually we mainly like the same thing. Actually, we review the draft life cycle and user views. So that we have created during the preparation stage. So we are going to review the same, and we are going to gather the feedback. So based on that feedback, and we are going to refine as it is in the same time, we are going to refine the same process. And actually we need to refine the specifications, and we need to define any new dependency or any other things which we have not captured, that will be also going to capture during that time. So actually in the prep and review session, we have prototypes with us. But in case of real-time whiteboard and real-time capture, we don't have the mock-ups or anything. We start that creating during the design itself. In real-time whiteboard, that will be done into the whiteboard, and someone will take the notes, and then after the meeting, it will be entered into the Pega after that. But in real-time capture, directly in Pega itself, we'll capture that in big application. So this is actually which we have discussed about the activities, but there are some more we have during the sessions. What are the things we should do that? So initially that will be started by the moderator, and he's going to set the what is the agenda, what is actually expectation from the meeting, what are the different topics which should be covered during the sessions, and then this review of the draft cycle, case cycle, and user views will be started with depend on to the session style. So if we have, we can start with the review, or if you don't have in the real time, the design will be started in the dashboard, like in the board, or into the Pega itself, into the real-time capture. And then during the feedback, they start making the changes onto that the feedback in the different concepts in the feedback, usability, navigations, and the look and feel of the UI. And again, like if anything in the new dependencies, which is not there, so that actually we need to think on that one. And finally, like which is the out of the box, which is not discussed in the agendas and which is coming newly one, that actually we normally call as parking lots. So that needs to be also taken care. And we should assign the dates and particularly owner for the same. Each parking lot can be assigned with that. So now actually this is actually we have discussed in the complete way. So this is the role of each of the should play into that. So moderator will lead the sessions, he will derive the session best practices, and he will like say that the meeting is going with the scope, and all the parking lots should be actually like identified, and end of the session it needs to be assigned, and the date should be fixed for that. Then SME is actually like they are actually the main who is actually provide the feedback. So they actually they are the knowledge holder. So they know all the process in and out. So they are the main person. So they will need to provide the this is the feedback. Okay, this should be like that. We want in that like that way. So that should come from the process owners onto that. And if something is like it's not clear or something that they should raise the concerns and raise the queries onto that in the meeting itself. And then like system architect is actually like mainly they are for implementation purpose. They should check the feasibility of the proposed solutions, if that is feasible in the Pega or not, or something like it's in other technologies, if that's feasible or not. So that needs to be, and all the information is provided into the specification. And the business architect and the, if you can see, the moderator roles are actually like in the same. Actually, they also provide feedback. They have actually get the what can be the scope, what it can be out of scope, also can be decided by them. And again, clarification actually from both ends, actually from the system point of view, from project point of view, and also from the process owner point of view, we get the requirements from both ends and need to be clarified on that. QA actually test plan, and IT will be taking care for the infrastructure. Okay. Hi Sonam.
Hi Mukesh. Hi Ashok.
We have just started with the conducting, how we can conduct the elaboration and grooming session, and what are the different agendas we should put onto that.
Okay. Okay.
So as actually like there are different best practices for the conducting sessions. So actually the conduct session we should have an agenda. So and actually the complete session should have the proper we should not divert from the agendas. And usually if we are getting diverted, that should be made that as a parking lots, and we should assign them a particular owner and due date for the same. And then the session should not be more than 4 hours. Actually, if it is getting 4 hours, we should plan for the next sessions for the same. Yeah, and actually the parking lots also, if you say that we should not uh, get more than parking lots item as well. If there is getting 5 or 10 items, so then we should discuss that as early as possible. So that because if there are more lot of dependencies are there and we are waiting for the next session, that also like will not get the output from the current sessions. So we should see that if that parking lots items or the other dependencies are captured in that time in the same time as well in that scenario. So we check that out as well. And finally, like uh, during the session itself, we should update the specification requirements, and if any prototype is there, we should update that as well. So that's actually like different best practices for the during the conduct sessions. So that's actually like if you can see different concepts related to conducting sessions. And once you are, we have done the preparation, conduct the sessions, then we'll go to the during the sessions closing. Actually, see during the end of the sessions, what are the different actions we should take care of the time, because we are working and how we should close the session. So that actually again one of the topic we should take care of that during the conduct session. So in the conduct session, when we are going to close the session, what are the different things we need to go for that, and after the session, what we should do as well. So that we have during the session closing and post stage. So actually before actually we say again actually when we are going to complete that one, so some of the like we should ensure that what are the agendas we have during the meetings are covered. So actually we say we have going to cover this much topic, and we are able to update onto the different agenda topics, and we get different we mainly like on the case life cycles or user views, we get different feedbacks, and all that is modified with the different suggestions and feedback. And they actually like the team can be actually that feedback and the modified the life cycle and user views also can be seen in later point of view during the playback sessions as well. But we should be in agreement that okay, all should be in the same place, that's in same page that okay, what actually we have proposed and whatever the feedback we have given, all are in agree with that as well. And the outstanding item, all like you can say, your parking lots should be have follow-up plans. So that the thing during the closing of the session we should take care of that. And in the post stage, actually it's depend on to the different style. So if you say we are in the review and plan and review, so we have updated during the meeting itself. So in when we are doing real time like in board, so we need to update the plan and everything into the Pega later point of time. So that it will depend on to the post stage. We need to depend on to the styles. We need to take care on to that part. And actually if we want to plan, actually we need to update and refine the our life cycle and user views or any process model that need to be refined, and we should plan for the playback sessions. So in the playback sessions, we'll talk about that. Actually, whatever that you are going to modify some more bits, some of the more information you will going to collect, and specification and user views, and finally, if that is actually in a working prototype, we can go for a playback sessions. So there actually everyone will be see how that application will be going to be uh, start from the end. So that will be in a draft mode onto that. So that's the using the post stage. So that's actually again how we should go for. So this is already told. Actually, it's depend on to the type of the sessions, right? What we should do in the post session. So if in the different session style, so when we are into the prep and review style, what we should do during the closing of the sessions. So in that time, all the parking lots. Actually, like most of the things, if you can see, are related within each session. Mainly, like the main objective is that we need to find the all the deliverables, like all your prototype specifications are ready, and actually that can be approved during the playback sessions. And all that requirements, actually, like I've already told, actually like in the prep and review sessions, mainly all the refinements and are coming directly into the Pega, and if all during the sessions, all need to be agree with the refined artifacts. So there will be no confusion, no ambiguity, or no confusion should be there in the requirements onto that. And during the real-time capture, which I already told, actually depend on to that 2-1 in dashboard. Actually, like, when we are showing that information into the board, and that all are actually in agreement with that, and finally someone will take the notes to that, and they will going to update that information directly in Pega later point of time. And in the real time, actually, like during the meeting itself, system architect will capture that refinement in Pega. So that's the different way we need to go for post-stage for the different session style. Okay. And now actually this is the closing of that, and now actually like in the post stage, so what are the things we need to consider? Actually, what are the different activities we should consider during the post stage? Okay, so first thing is like we should be like the deliverables, whatever the deliverables of the session state. So we should be ensure that whatever the people actually like involved, so they should have actually the proper understanding, and they are ready to work onto the different deliverables onto the respective one. Like if a essay, actually for essay it will be mainly like lifestyle, case style, and your different UIs into that. For a QA, it will be a test plan. For IT architecture, there will be might be infrastructure point of view. They will see that okay, the application is not going to impact with the existing infrastructure. So that actually all the things we need to take care of to that. So all members need to be whatever the role and responsibility given to them, they are actually able to do that. And again, the same thing, actually like all the parking lots, which is actually we have assigned during the closing of the sessions, in the post stage, we need to track and follow up onto the following lots onto that. So how they are working onto that, if they need more information, and how actually like that we are going to cover the different parking lots or different dependency onto the current project. And after that, actually, if we say we are actually good to go with the conduct session. So conduct session is not that actually just one session, it can be multiple sessions as well. So conduct can be multiple, actually one session 4 hours, we are not able to complete that one. So we can have multiple conduct sessions in between as well. So during that, actually this is all about it's end of the conduct session. If we say in after 4 or 5 conduct session, you are actually coming into after the post stage. So during the ending of the session, you should have the deliverable. It's not that you have just one meeting and that is the 4 hours, you should come up with the complete design. It's not that, it's actually like you can have multiple conduct sessions as well. So after the end of the conduct session, you can have the complete deliverables outcome from that. So this is actually like you can have different roles, and different role need to perform their own part of role and responsibility during the post stage. So again, the same thing which is explained in the tabular format. Yep. So the next, actually, like if you have covered the conduct session, so next is actually your playback and approval stage. So what are the different things we should, how we can go for playback station and approval stage. So the main thing is in the playback sessions, we should have the running case type, or actually whatever the things we mainly see in the Pega applications. So how that will be, we can make the flow actually running in that, in the live one. So we can play back all the requirements, what are the specifications, and whatever the discussions which we have done, and in a running prototype. And mainly like in this stage, we need then approval authority. So we should get the approvals on our specification and all the different artifacts which we have prepared during the conduct sessions. So in that, if you can see that if you have something in working, and if something actually like it's, you can see if there is any gap in the understanding, right? So we can get the instance feedback onto that. Oh, we don't want in that manner. Actually, it should be like that. So during the playback sessions, actually like whatever the prototypes we have defined, so that we can get the live feedback onto that. And during that time only, like we can get that what is actually like they are going to develop from the project team. So that will encourage more communication between the between business and IT onto that. And when we are capturing the feedback in real time, so that is the reduce the risk of the missing detail. Actually, during the actual construction when we begin, we should actually will not miss that all the risk. So that will reduce the mitigate the risk as well. So all the things then we can, if anything requirement which is actually not covered during the conduct session, so in that actually we can get to know that dependency is not covered, and that can be done onto that. So playback sessions also, if you say we are designing the playback sessions, and actually we have missed a major functionality, right? Actually, which is not discussed onto that. So in that scenario, we can ask for one more playback session. So we can conduct on that time. We can ask for one more playback session, so that that functionality can be discussed and that dependency can be covered before the next playback sessions. So once actually like if in playback session if actually everyone is happy, we can go for the approval stage. So we can go for any verbal or written approval from the approval authority. So that can be business stakeholders or SMEs will provide the approval. So once actually we'll get the approval, then actually we can start the construction phase and start with the actual build of the that particular flow. And if we have multiple workflows, so we can the project team which is like which is actually part of the DCO can start working onto the another workflow. So actually like the same cycle will begin again for the next workflow. Okay. So this is the different role everyone needs to play during the playback sessions. So the moderator will lead the session. Again, actually like these best practices, it should be in the scope, and close all the parking lot items which we have already. And SMEs will validate the whatever the case lifecycle, user views, specifications onto that. And now actually like in this way, as you can see, system architect actually, because he actually mainly doing the modeling of the case lifecycle and user view, so he may provide that. It's in the decision feedback this time. Okay, and the role of the business architect during this time is actually provide the visual representation of your requirement. Actually, we can get to know directly from the Pega onto that, and interaction between the both IT and business. So that's the main we need to go for in the playback stage. And if the IT representative is there, so they like you can see they can capture the feedback and if there any specification is required for the hardware infrastructure specific, they can update the specification as well. Yeah. So this topic actually we are going to cover tomorrow. Actually, we have conducted the 5 stage, whatever the different roles and responsibility in each stage, and how we can resolve these different challenges. Onto that, we'll discuss this topic tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Mukesh, in the test cases, do they maintain test cases in Pega?
Yes, we can do that in Pega itself.
Okay.
Actually, there is an option you can. I'll show you that. 1 minute. So this topic we are going to cover tomorrow morning. So if you see actually any rule which is associated with that, right? If you see. Yeah, you can see that test cases, right? So most of the rules actually we can see that it's associated with the test cases now. So here actually like we can mention actually like how you want to test that. So this is actually new feature. It was not there in the previous versions. So this is actually started in the recent versions only. Actually before that I think it was not there. So some of the test cases in many places they've introduced test cases with that, and when you test it, the particular rule, it will be associated and it will be getting stored directly in Pega itself.
So you can do a test run and all that?
Yes, right. Actually, we can actually see when we are running that. Actually, for what basis? It's not here. If you see activities, we have not covered some of the other rules which is required to do that. We'll see flows. No, it's in some of the rules. No, some of the rules doesn't have that in the case table. So it depends on to the different case. Actually, the test cases is not every cases can be included it here. It depends on to mainly like I think it's data classes we mainly involving that one test case. So I think in Pega is not the best practice. Actually, they have I think a test framework as well. So you can manage your complete test as well. So they provide a different framework for the same. So you can integrate your complete application with that framework. Project management framework is separate. They have a separate test framework so that you can, if you want to relate that, you can relate that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll come into that tomorrow. Actually, I have not used that as well from my end. Also, I have not seen use that feature. So normally in all the application we like go for an Excel sheet to do that. So normally we don't use that feature.
Okay. You mean like to maintain the test cases and all that?
Yes, right, right. I've not seen that actually from mine, and also I need to check that out. I'll check that again and I'll give you more information about that if someone is doing that or what the Pega best practices about the test cases within the Pega.
Okay.
Yep, Ashok?
And like from the designer studio perspective, Mukesh, like when you earlier when you were explaining it, you were talking about putting rules and like for example the HR application, you know, like how taking decisions and all that, right?
Yes,
So
right.
and you click submit, you know, it takes. So I mean, is that something a business architect will do, or you just introducing us the concepts there? I mean.
Actually, yeah, it's actually like it's depend. Actually, like as a business architect, if you can understand the Pega terminology, what is the case, what is UI mockup. So if you say you have like data model, so all that things are actually you can say without any technical knowledge, a BA can do that part. So actually, like if you say there is a lot of the things are there, so he can take and help from essay. So essays also can do that as well. So it depends on to that, like it depends to the project to project, who is going to do that. If a business, BA people knows about how Pega works, so he can do them from their end. So there is no need any essay to do that. If they actually don't know about how Pega works and they need to know about, understand that bit, then they take the help from an essay to do that part.
Okay. Okay. So but technically speaking, if you look at it, that's not a business architect's role expectation though.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, if you see in the conversation, you will find that it is like always it is asked for the an essay to do that part.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, it's good to
Because
know that always, of course.
yes, yes, that's right. Actually, if you see, that's why in 7.2, if you can see that they have removed everything. In 7.2 certifications, they actually mainly focused onto this phase, actually like the conversations and everything.
Okay.
So they removed that automatic business policy and UI part from the certification material as well.
Okay.
Okay. Ashok? I'll just actually show you the videos today, actually, which is actually, so just don't want to get it recorded today. Ashok,
Rakesh.
yeah, Ashok, can you